region has spoken loudly about its rejection for a strongman rule, and have pushed out, few dictators. What is very interesting is that the monarchies did not go through the same trajectory, and that is probably has to do more with the culture and the tribal system that is predominantly the social sort of structure in our region. The democracy, I think, is a concept that is embraced. People would like it. They appreciate freedom of expression. They appreciate being active in civil society. They want to engage more in politics and so on, particularly the youth, I think, which is a big portion of the community in the region. But they would like to experiment it right to the very end. The frustration in the region is that they have, with the exception of Jordan, I think in the late 1980s, we have not had a complete cycle of experimentation with political Islam and democracy. There is the issue of compatibility between Islam and democracy. And I think there's a growing recognition that Islam is simply an exceptional ideology, if you like, as far as democratic systems are concerned. That if you want it to be democratic, then you have to have really some fundamental changes in the way Islamic ideology sees the state and advocates for governance. And that is, for that to happen, there has to be some serious experimentation with democracy, a long-lasting experimentation to some extent. We have to at least have one or two cycles of engaging with democracy, so that democracy as a concept and collective governance come together, and something happy arises as a result of the interaction between the two. But at the moment, unfortunately, we've had a number of failed experiments, largely failed because they were not given the opportunity to continue a term. Algeria was one example. Egypt recently is another example where the Islamists came to power, but they were not allowed to continue until the following elections, which I think is a shame. In Jordan, in the late 1980s, the Muslim Brotherhood came to power through parliamentary elections, and at the time, wise late King Hussein allowed them to continue full term.
Jordanians' demands for change have been growing stronger, fueled by economic hardship and boiling over at times into a direct challenge to the monarch. But the Muslim Brotherhood, the most organized political force in the kingdom, says it wants no part of regime change.
We are a peaceful movement, and we are asking for reforms under the auspices of the monarchy.
Since its founding in the 1940s, Jordan's branch of the movement has played it safe, working with the government as it slowly built a following.
They made some good decisions, they made lots of bad decisions. They led Jordan into the war in Iraq to take a wrong decision in the days of Saddam Hussein and all this. And then the population in the next election voted them out. But that experiment has not been repeated anywhere else ever since. And I think it's a real shame. We should allow whoever is voted into office to complete their term at least, and for us to develop that experience.